philosophical question: what does a perfect gaming laptop has? Does it have a great build quality, great screen, great port selection, portability, great performance, a decent price tag? And the most important question, is it possible to have all this in one package? So I was surfing around in pursuit of the perfect gaming laptop, and I got my hands on the Legion 7 Slim that came out in 2024, and in the first glance I was out of breath with its heavenly RGB, black metal body and its slim form factor, and even more when I saw the RTX 4070 tag on it. So I couldn't help but wonder, could this be the perfect gaming laptop? It comes in an all aluminum body, and by all I mean all. Metal top lid, metal frame, metal handrest and metal back. See, I told you, it's one of its kind. But while the metal look may look cool, it generally has heat management issues, which I'll explain later in the video, so stay tuned. And to top that, it comes in this cool Eclipse black color matte polished smooth surface that looks just although it also comes in glacial white color, which many people favor. I personally like the black finish. It has a very minimalistic design favoring working professionals in formal settings, and with only this Lenovo and Legion branding on the top lid, that does not light up, and the full metal body does complete justice by giving no top lid flicks, no keyboard flicks, and great stable hinges giving no screen wobble, and it can easily be opened with one hand and the screen goes back to full 180 degrees for sharing. It has no vents on either side of the laptop, giving a clean sophisticated look, and has 3 vents on the back and 1 air intake vent at the bottom for its 2 fan vapor chamber cooling system. Even its keyboard is premium, giving a full sized True Strike keyboard giving per key RGB, which looks just I have seen a lot of per key RGB laptops, but this one just hits different with all these effects. Let me show you some. Even typing on this keyboard feels super premium. It has a huge fully clickable glass trackpad with multi-gesture support. It has this separate power button on top of the keyboard which changes lights according to the thermal modes: red for performance, blue for quiet and white for balanced mode. It feels quite thin with these dimensions, and for those saying it's not thin, take a look at this yourself. But it weighs around 2.24 kgs, which is not really at par with that slimness, as it's around the weight of any normal gaming laptop, which may be due to its metal body. Maybe. The screen of this laptop also has that signature look of superiority, giving 3.2K IPS anti-glare screen with a native resolution of 3200 by 2000, an aspect ratio of 16 by 10, and with this super thin bezels, the screen looks more of a screen than any other laptop, giving a very immersive experience, and has a peak brightness of 430 nits with 100% DCI-P3 color gamut, 1600 by 1 contrast ratio, so the blacks will appear more black and the whites will appear more white. So obviously a great screen for creative professionals. It has a 165Hz refresh rate, it supports G-Sync, and has a screen response time of only 5 milliseconds, so gamers are just gonna love this screen. It has an additional support for Dolby Vision, HDR and has low blue light, which may cause some people to believe that their screen is probably on a bit yellower side than the other Legions, but it is normal. So all in all, it has one of the greatest screens I have ever seen. But it breaks my heart when I talk about the ports. Although it has ports on both sides and backside, it has the Thunderbolt 4 port and 3 display options, has 3 USB Type-C ports and a micro SD card reader, and even the names of the port on the backside light up, helping you to see the port position easily in dark, which all seems great, right? Not. It has only 2 USB Type-A ports. Yeah, only 2 for a laptop at this price. And that to Legion. For context, Legions in my opinion give the best port selections and placement. I mean, my own personal Legion that I reviewed in 2022 had 3 USB Type-C ports, 3 USB Type-A ports, and oh yeah, it had the majority of the ports on the backside, giving it the most clean look possible. But this laptop has only power pin and HDMI on the backside. I mean, if it was any other brand, I'd just be mad about the 2 USB Type ports instead of 3. But giving Legion such poor ports and placement, shame! And it feels so good to rant. Apart from the ports, this laptop has great features like a mux switch, but sadly no advanced Optimus, so you'd have to restart the laptop for it to take effect. It has Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3. It has MS Office 2021 pre-installed. It comes with LA3 AI chip for smarter resource allocation, a 1080p webcam, a 99.9 watt-hour battery, which is again commendable for a laptop, which gives a backup of about 8 hours of regular usage and 1.2 hour of gaming. I say this because the most battery I have ever seen on any laptop is 90 watt hour, and it gives about 100 watt hour of battery, which is actually not allowed on many flights. I guess giving that 99.9 was a very sneaky way for Lenovo to make this laptop acceptable in flights. And it comes with a 230 watt charger. It has 2 down-firing speakers by Harman that sound good and loud, supported by dynamic audio modulation. And I think I forgot to mention the fingerprint scanner on the power button, which is a rare feature. So it has a support for Windows Hello. And it's no underdog when it comes to performance, packing a powerful i7-14700HX processor with 20 cores and 28 threads, of which 8 are P cores and 12 are E cores, and has a maximum clock speed of 5.5 GHz, 32 GB maxed out DDR5 RAM clocked at 5600 MHz that comes in dual channel, which is also the max it can be upgraded to, 1 TB of Gen 4 NVMe storage occupying one slot, and an additional M.2 slot for another storage of up to 2 TB, giving it a total of 4 TB maximum. And finally, the GPU, RTX 4070 with 8 GB of GDDR6 VRAM, a maximum TDP of 140 watts, but it only goes to a maximum of 130 watts, but still pretty decent as generally thin laptops have low TDP to maintain the temperatures, the effect of which can be seen in the performance benchmarks performed on this machine. Although this laptop gave great scores in Cinebench R23, Cinebench R24, Geekbench, PC Mark 10, and 3D Mark TimeSpy, the laptop reached its peak wattage of 117 to 130 watts, which heated the laptop up to 97 degrees, which indicates why in a slim laptop we generally get low TDP. And this Legion Slim with higher TDP may get a bit rough to use under stressful and high performance situations. But this is a worst case scenario, and these stress tests are meant to push the laptop to its limits for a prolonged period, which realistically never happens. And in my regular usage of this laptop, it did not give me heating issues at all. I tested a few games on this laptop at 2K resolution and not on 3K, as frankly shortage of time and no point testing in 3K. Like bro, 2K is already overpowered for a 16-inch laptop. I enabled ray tracing as well, as 3050 and 4050 may not give much great ray tracing experience, but 4070 sure as hell can and should. DLSS was set to balanced wherever possible. Frame generation was turned off, so expect quite a leap in performance when frame generation is turned on. Maxed out settings were used. I used no cooling pad and the room temperature was at about 22 degrees Celsius. And here are the results. Hogwarts Legacy gave about 49 FPS at 2K resolution. The temps peaked at about 84 degrees and was a pretty decent experience. Same with Cyberpunk giving 57 average FPS and the temps peaking at 86 degrees. RDR2 gave a decent enough performance with 84 FPS and 86 degrees peak temperatures. Elden Ring gave 55 average FPS with temperatures peaking at 93 degrees. It's getting hot now. Ghost of Tsushima gave about 69 FPS with temperatures at 92 degrees. Now, we need to understand two things from this. One, 4070 and i7 14700HX should perform much better, but keep in mind that the games have been tested at freaking maxed out settings at 2K resolution with ray tracing enabled and frame generation turned off. Turn the frame generation on and you should expect a decent enough jump in average FPS. And 2, reaching 90 degrees is not exactly bad, but gaming using laptop's hot keyboard is not very comfortable to use in longer sessions. So that metal build is not feeling very good now, huh? So make sure to use an external keyboard for longer gaming sessions on this laptop. Also, other gaming laptops, especially Legion, have one of the best temps at 2K resolution, but this particular Legion does not. Maybe it is due to the high-powered RTX 4070, or maybe it's the slim metal body, or maybe it's the lack of side vents. So thermals for long-run heavy usage may need some extra hardware to manage, like cooling pad or using external keyboard for comfortable use. But one thing I noticed about this issue is that it cools down pretty fast as well, as the metal body conducts heat much better, so it's not really that bad of a thing. Maybe it's wishful thinking. So basically, it's the new tough metal build but can be considered a room heater. This laptop is available online for about 1,90,000. Yeah, it's not for everyone, but it is available for much discounted price at Premium Laptops exclusive Lenovo store in Ludhiana, Kochar Market area, who were kind enough to lend me this laptop for a review. They are one of a kind Legion store in the whole North India that gives you a complete hands-on experience of every laptop before you can buy it. Do check them out before you buy. Mention my channel's name for a special discount. Contact details in the description. Now let's take a look at laptops with similar price, so you would have some options like Lenovo Lock, Asus Strix, MSI Crosshair, Helios Neo, Asus TUF, HP Omen, MSI Katana, MSI Vector, Aorus 16X, which is now available in India, MSI Sword, Dell Alienware, and MSI Pulse. Verified buying links are in the description. But realistically, does this laptop justify its price? I mean, it has its pros like high-end 4070 GPU, a high-end CPU like i7 14700HX, a maxed out 32GB high-end RAM, a 3.2K screen, that premium feel with metal build and perky RGB with a slim form factor, and it does perform very well. But it also has its fair share of cons like thermal issues, not so great ports, and is a bit on a heavier side, so not that much portable. So no, it's not the perfect gaming laptop. I mean, even if I can afford to buy it, the cons cannot be ignored. But yeah, it definitely comes closest to perfection of all the laptops I have seen. And for who should buy it, this laptop is generally targeted for enthusiasts who do not mind such a great price, or working professionals who want a slim, low profile, high performance laptop that they can easily carry around. But still, for a Legion fan like me, this is one of a kind laptop, and if you can afford it, you should definitely buy it. If you liked the review, please like the video, dislike if you didn't, tell me about it in the comment section, and consider subscribing for more videos like this.